G'day, this is Jonathan Kneebone from the Glue Society.
Hi, I'm Mark Wilkins.
Hi, I'm Geneviève from Plex.
I'm Julian Gibbs, this is Intro.
I'm Jeremy Hollister from Plus at Plus.
I'm Ben Conrad from Logan.
We're working on the big idea.
There's going to be a little bit of exploration, shall we say.
Getty Images にはすごく僕の予想外のものが
It was a really kind of a really different approach. I was afraid of first, but then I was like swimming.
Working with Getty stuff is like you're playing with Legos, you know.
A strange experience for me to suddenly have a whole cast of thousands in Getty's archive.
It was really challenging, actually. No parameters makes it really difficult. We went through a lot of ideas.
It's really weird to have this enormous amount of material that you can use.
The big idea of identity is sort of morphing and changing as we kind of get deeper into the project.
It's a great opportunity. It's an open brief.
The big idea, as I saw it, was a sort of conceptual piece of art.
We've had loss of signal now. What? Oh no! Oops! Yeah!
A spacecraft is hurtling through the distant part of the galaxy, resembling a shimmering egg, carrying a time capsule. Our gift to all intelligent beings within the universe, expressing our pride in being the social animals we are. Our desire to be thought of as articulate. In this, our first love letter to the universe, we scan the edge of the horizon for any passing ships that might be sailing this star-encrusted ocean. Are we just crying in the wilderness? How sad it would be if our cosmic yoo-hoo echoed through the canyon of space and reached no one on the other side of the chasm, hoping to make contact. We reach across the enormous vacuum and shout, "Hello out there. Is anybody home?"
Flaming sunset holding hands, seeking glowing lava for candlelight.
Looking to map your uncharted territory, solid grounded guidelines to discover new frontiers of this X.
Put your striking smile. Want to brush your warm, sensitive lips with mine? Your appetite is on.
Use affection. Love crazy, wild trouble and passion, you know. Sounds like you're drooling with anticipation for your cup.
Seductive tempers, slip and vacuum.
wanting someone sweet and juicy to snuggle.
I'm international language student wearing bundle exotic fan. Land this high-flying player. Seek someone down to earth.
Crestfallen lover seeks no spark to kindle tender heart. Come and ignite.
Hi, I'm Julian Gibbs. This is Intro in London, and I'm going to show you around. A lot of the time I'd shot at my own material. I'd sort of gone through the agony and pain of putting together big shoots with big casts and sets and direct everything, the wardrobe and the performances. And that had always felt like very, very hard work, and it was hideously expensive. It was kind of a strange experience for me to suddenly have a whole cast of thousands in sort of Egypt from a helicopter with an opposing army approaching. So it was great, to do that with the archive footage, the stock footage, because it meant all that pain was taken away. Sometimes, or more often than not, you happen on things by chance, and that sort of element of providence is what I find a great inspiration. The big idea, as I saw it, was a sort of conceptual piece of art in a way. I love sort of turns of phrase, and what's the big idea? The big idea, in a sense, is it's a great turn of phrase, and decided that potentially that had a lot of mileage in itself. It unsettles me, suburbia, so I find it quite an interesting subject. And there was plenty of it, really, on Getty's, sort of in their archive. We needed a pause before the payoff at the end of the film, where we wanted to see the three faces of the onlookers, and mostly security forces and emergency services, peering over the edge of the crater to look in, and that was our search, close-up and emergency services, and that's what we got, three of those back straight away. So it's quite a rapid process when you do it like that. The preview clips download fast enough for you not to lose your train of thought, because they're all completely unrelated shots that are built into this world, this suburban town which has had this paranormal incident. End product and the beginning of the products, it all starts in here, and then gets moved out to all of the different processes out there, the cutting out process, and then back to the styling process, and then the styling back to the animators and compositors, and then everybody back to us in here. And we've got, this is another sort of Getty find, was we wanted to blow something up in the background to these two because they look so good with the fire behind them. It just makes them become something else. Then we had this guy, which he'd built this beautiful tank in the background out of a Getty still, and he'd moved the barrel of the tank in 3D and then put some exhaust fumes and stuff on it. It just looked great. They built these out of a library file and then put them into 3D and tumbled them in 3 dimensions. But they also carved a hole in the tree and then rebuilt bits of the leaf around it and set it on fire. The same way they knocked the masonry out as well and then dropped a little section of dust down. This is one of the final shots where the groove that the pigs dug in the ground. But it's built from the Getty shot, which was a clean shot of a nice street, and then Phil's laid his trench on the floor, and he's put all these people in. And they're all Getty Stills people. The pig has flown and crashed and burned in a very dramatic and whacked out way. Just downloaded a quick chopper. Busted. There's another thing, locations in London. I tell you, man, there's nothing worse than location finding in London. It's just a piss.
I'm Jeremy Hollister from Plus at Plus. We're in New York, working on the big idea. It was really challenging, actually. It's kind of no parameters makes it really difficult. Projects are a lot easier usually when you have clear direction, because then you're just solving the problem. So this was quite difficult. We went through a lot of ideas. It's a big challenge to push it, you know, and come up with something new. We ended up settling on sort of an idea of what if, and of it. It's like, what if we do this, or what if we do that? And, you know, and we kept saying, no, that doesn't work, no, that doesn't work. Well, what if it's just kind of wrong, and, you know, we play with ideas that don't work, shouldn't work together. We started going through a lot of the footage, and that's where the concrete kind of form that it's going to take came from. A lot of the ideas and inspirations, even for this Getty project, have been kind of a fascination that I've been having for a while, of kind of the fusion and the rock art albums in the 60s and 70s. From that, we could kind of molded a story that could work. Let's make it as if you were going to the Oscars on acid in the 70s. Scene in the beginning, there's a factory scene that's kind of very, you know, conveyor belt. It can be the journey of your life as well, or it can be the journey of an idea as well that grows, and it starts kind of getting spit out. So your imagination grows, your idea grows, and you grow.
I just did 2 quick circles for eyes, and then started doodling around it some more, and just kind of evolved. I have to shoot him on like a green screen kind of thing, and key out the green, and then you know, he's just going to be in a quick little spot in the back. You know, he's probably going to, like, you know, pop out from behind a tree or something.
I think that's the one thing we end up getting into a lot, is doing a lot of rotoscoping of stuff. It's just a way more elaborate version of cutting out magazine clippings. The benefit is that we had access to all these different people's shots of things. And we were pretty demanding. I think it was probably working with probably 175 to 200 movie clips and 50 to 75 still images, so it was really easy. And also being able to just go in there and search through things and download them makes it flow really easy. I mean, maybe it's also partly a reflection in a way of New York. It's kind of like, it's a really weird mix of things, and so we just take it and make it more graphic and illustrated.
I think LA has a little bit of provincial quality to it because it's far away. It thinks of itself as far away from other cultural centers. Everyone sort of congregates on the West Coast because of the film industry, so it becomes a sort of like really strange cluster of influences, like the actors and like anybody who wants to sort of like make it in the show business or whatever, they have to come to LA and reinvent themselves.
It was taking like this twice removed sort of influence from Hollywood and putting it back into this American context.
You have to have a face somehow, in as a big idea. So you understand that it's a face, but the contents of it, the formal contents of it are completely alien together. So it's kind of a sort of surreal take on the big idea.
It almost sort of relates to another project that we have that's ongoing, that's based on Carl Sagan, the Golden Record. There's like real fascinating stuff in there that somehow is supposed to relate to people all around the world and also communicate the idea of humanity to alien beings, which is a really strange, pretty fascinating concept. So in a sense, we're taking that approach. And it's like from a blank slate and how to communicate the big idea even to, on a satellite.
What's Temple, right? Temple turns into Beverly?
Yeah.
And then take a left on what?
Virgil.
On Virgil?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of graphic design turned filmmakers. I mean, Terry Gilliam is, I think, one of the best examples of that. I mean, especially for music videos where, Los Angeles is what it is, it's the capital of all that.
In the past, where we would have had to do lots of legwork and lots of research. Again, almost anything you can imagine is there in some form or another. Certain elements can be taken out of either footage or stills and composited along with the rest of the work, either originally shot or graphically created. The good thing is that everything is possible, and the bad thing is that everything is possible.
It's a very different way of working, obviously, because we usually we shoot our own stuff, obviously.
Yeah,
so
our own stuff.
Yeah, but it's really weird to have this enormous amount of material that you can use. So it's kind of an odd idea where you can grab this beautiful imagery and just use it, because that's not typically how we work. And there's a lot of stuff that you stumble upon that you haven't thought of, and then it gives you new ideas. All of a sudden, it's like you weren't looking for that specific thing, but then you see this piece of footage and it's like you have to use it.
The big idea of identity is sort of morphing and changing as we kind of get deeper into the project.
It's a great opportunity. It's an open brief, and you can't it's almost like it can't go wrong. You can't do something that's not enjoyable because it's such a great project.
There's people doing this all around the world, which is kind of the most exciting part about it. I'm Ben Conrad from Logan. This is, we're in Atwater Village in Los Angeles, California.
Should we do it together? Like
in unison? And we are from Logan. I'll just say my name and then you'll introduce the project.
Alexi Pavlovich from Logan. We're working on the Big Idea project here in LA.
The worst actors.
It's the worst actors. Yeah.
All right, take 3.
What, take 3? Jesus Christ, this is hard.
Hi, I'm Olivier.
Hi, I'm Jean-Philippe.
Hi, I'm Michel.
Hi, I'm Irvin.
Hi, I'm Eric.
Hi, I'm Geneviève, and I'm from Plex.
We all more or less met at Quinze Allées des Gars, a place where we were all working before, and we got along really well, so we started developing our own projects, and that became Plex.
The big idea was for us very interesting because it was free, completely. We felt the freedom to explore exactly what we like doing.
We're very interested about scientific stuff, so we wanted to do something a little bit biological, you know. So how an idea come in your mind. Working with Getty stuff is like you're playing with Legos, you know. You have so many ideas to do with all these elements.
It was quite exciting because we never had so much material to work on at the same time, and it was a bit hard at the beginning because we had so many different stuff to do with it.
For the Getty film, the images were done first. Let's say when they started getting their idea, they sent me the first images, and I started trying to find an idea on that.
Jean-Philippe made the animation, he sent back, she made another animation after he made the music. So some kind of thing can be done completely by internet.
On the music side, for example, things are possible. I could do things at home that aren't possible without technology, or video editing too. Everything could be done at home. It's really important. It gives us the possibility to do complicated projects without having to rely on other people or studios.
Discussing with everybody makes things easier and very quick to find a good, efficient idea.
Yeah, it brings some different ideas.
Different point of view, and that's very important too.
Now we always play with digital Legos, building pictures, images, music,
because you can find almost everything. So we almost get lost because of it, because we can also do that and that.
But you can see that in Plex, you know, there is no rule. Sometimes people ask us how we work, in what way, and it depends. For us, I think it's important not to have a leader.
G'day, this is Jonathan Kneebone from the Glue Society. If you want to leave me a message, do so after the tone, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Cheers.
We worked together in an advertising agency in a previous life, and about 5 years ago started the Glue Society. It's kind of independent creative company. We kind of write things, we make things. We try and basically come up with ideas, and then actually, rather than just farm them off to someone else, we like to make the ideas actually happen. It's kind of a good position to be in, to actually have a control of an idea from the very start all the way through. Being in Australia has had an effect on our work, in that it's, you know, it's got an Australian flavour, I think. Well, it's a slightly more light-hearted look at life, I think, generally. I mean, they're incredibly sort of funny people on the whole. We're just trying to put that into the advertising. The nice thing about being asked to come up with an idea is you really start thinking about how limited you normally are, certainly in advertising, with what ideas actually are. If you start with a complete blank page, I think that's when your mind does go blank.
You've always got to have an idea, in the, like, you know, as with anything, but I think when you're thinking sort of about execution at the same time, it does tend to affect the sort of thing that you do.
This is actually, we're being almost potentially given too much freedom with this one, because you say, well, we've got everything on our site, we could do any, we could put any pictures. Yeah. But there's going to be a little bit of exploration, shall we say.
What's much better, as any creative person knows, is to get yourself into a situation where you can allow a little bit of magic to happen, and then edit and decide what's the best way of, you know, putting those and shaping and putting all those things together.
The thing I think we're going to have some fun with is the logic or lack of logic or flow of thought process that happen in sex. I mean, there's a very literal way of doing it, and probably will be a much more abstract thing. And certainly it will be different for men and women. I think that's going to be really where the idea sort of gets interesting and the crossovers happen.
The truth is, when you go on the site, you put words in, and all sorts of images come up. Some completely not what you were, necessarily expecting, in a good way. Yeah. Hello. So invariably, that's going to have an impact on what you were imagining you were going to be doing at that point in your story, and can take you somewhere good, you know.
I think one thing that's quite fascinating is the more abstract words like hot, say, and what that's a kind of surprise, because, you know, what does hot look like? That's kind of a good question. I think the aspect of the site that our film will unveil is that films can create sensations in the viewer, and they will they don't necessarily have to be a sort of literal meaning. I suspect most creative people consider sort of libraries to be sort of resources. But I guess what's happening in this process that we're going on now is that by being sent a load of imagery actually challenges what you initially were thinking, and so you start to have a dialogue, which is really inspiring, I suppose. It's really quick, Gary Freeman, Glue Society.
It's really...
No, it's impressive.
It's really quick when you select the smaller size.
We've only just got broadband in Australia, so it's like, you know, I'm only joking.
Really just got me into it.
No concentration, it's like rock the nation. Yo, you don't know what you facing. It's like all you hoe ass niggas is Jason. Motherfucker, no concentration.
川浩一郎です。東京でゲッティングイメージの作品を作っています。もともとレコードジャケットとか音楽関係のグラフィックのデザイナーをね、でそのうちにミュージシャンの人たちからビデオ作ってくれるように頼まれ始めて、それで作るようになったら映像がとても面白かったので、そっちがいいなと思って、だんだんグラフィックの仕事から映像にシフトしていった。そのグラフィックデザインの延長だった頃っていうのはモーショングラフィックみたいな作品が多くってモーショングラフィックですね。それこそ素材をコラージュして動かす、アフターエフェクトの中で引っ張って動かすようなものが多くて、ゲッティイメージズにはすごく僕の予想外のものがキーワード検索をしてやるとたくさんのイメージが出てくるから、最初に考えていたのがそのキャラクターのやつだったから、なんとなくハンドとかフェイスとかノーズとかアイとか人間の体を中心にしたキーワードを再構成するような形にしようかな。ミニマルアートみたいなものはコーネリアスと共同作業している時に音楽の方でコーネリアスがミニマルな方向を探っているのもあって、僕は映像でそういうことができないかなっていうふうに思っています。日本の文化とか東京とかっていうこともそうなんだけど、生まれた時から周りにあるもの全て影響されてると思うし、そういう身の回りにあること一個一個のことは全部発見に満ちてるから、あそこにいる子供は多分ね、どっかのすごい冒険家と同じぐらい、有名な登山家と同じぐらいのドラマが子供の中に起きてるっていうようなことを、そういうビビッドな感覚を子供持ってる。だけど普通に大人になっていくとどんどんその感覚は薄れていっちゃうけど、ちょっとだけそこに引っかかりとかこだわりを持って仕事している。ゲッティイメージスの場合は撮影をして世界観を作り上げるっていう方向じゃなくて、たくさんあるものの中から何か見つけていく、発見する喜びの方がすごく発展性があるなと思って。漢字がすごくイングリッシュに比べて面白いと思うんですよ。もともとがヒエログラフみたいな絵を抽象化して絵をデフォルメして作っている文字だから、文字が漢字っていう文字はなんかちょっともともとの形が少し残ってたりとかして、うまくやれて自分の中の無意識の部分がとある素材が回路がうまくつながってくれると、とてもシュールリアリズムに通じるようななんかこう無意識の部分、自分の無意識の部分を映像が拾い上げてくれるようなことが起こるんじゃないかと思って、たくさん自分ら知らない素材たちの中から自分の無意識の回路につながるようなものが出来上がってくるんじゃないかと思って、そういうシュールリアリスティックな結果をすごい期待していて、とても楽しみにしているんですけど。
Hi, I'm Mark Wilkins, I'm director working for Big Fish. We're in Berlin, and it's the last day of our post-production stage for the Big Idea film. The first work experience I did in New Zealand on an American film set was like this kind of 80-people crew shooting an American sequel, something kind of very American, but it was paradise. And I was like the one who was responsible for little plastic cups. I had to pick up the plastic cups and bring them to the rubbish bin. But then I heard about, at this time, a very famous German director for commercials, and he was like pushing young directors. He had a label, was called Young Guns. So I kind of smuggled myself into his company as a video operator, and he was doing his first feature, and I was his video assistant is the English word. What I like about Berlin, so many things come together here. On one side, it's a totally f***ed up, retired city. Times are over on one side, but on the other side, this is a chance. It's a lot of space for creativity and for ideas. The rents are very, very cheap, so a lot of young people come here. The luckiest day in production for me is the shooting day. Today, I'm now collecting the work. But then the word collecting is exactly the thing. I could collect it on Getty Images. So it was a really kind of a really different approach. I was afraid of first, but then I was like swimming in material. I mean the slow motion shot of the boxers and so on. This isn't that special, but to combine it with the sound and the voices made it again, and this kind of like turned the meaning and the feeling of the picture around. And in the beginning, I started to just search with like words like fear or death or greed, and just like with extreme search words to find extreme stuff. And it was unbelievable what kind of stuff I found at Getty.
I'm international language student wearing Bandel exotic fan.
I was just looking for pictures who did something to me, and then the idea appeared that we tell the stories of a picture is a character, and a picture is seeking and longing for somebody else to make him happy. Kind of a picture is looking for a lover. So the film starts with like people with pictures waiting for something, and we all hear what they want and what they wish and how they see themselves, and then the spark comes. This orgasm of pictures finding each other and getting each other is also stops with a kind of a death, and so all this harmony breaks again, and we are again in the beginning in a desert, somebody searching for something is missing. For me, it was the only chance to do this Getty film, because I didn't want to force a picture to be something. I couldn't like say, okay, I'm looking for a picture which is this and this and this, and now let's hope that we'll find it at Getty. I needed Getty as kind of a sub-world. Kind of the Getty was kind of the world I was like getting inspired by.
Don't think I'm ignoring you. Contact me.